Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Lappin. I am Joseph Lappin. Welcome into The Real. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate that. Shout out to all the new subscribers who have subscribers. We're almost to 1,000, so please hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, let's get right on into it. So obviously, Shedeur Sanders had his first NFL start last Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders. He went 11 of 20, 209 yards. Um, I believe, yeah, let me see here. 11 of 20, 209 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Only was sacked one time, which was good. He had 10 and a half yards per completion on average, which I thought was really good as well. For me, that's an improvement from what we have been. Browns quarterbacks this year have usually been 4 to 5 yards per average completion, which is horrible. You want to be at least around 10, I think, in the NFL. So, not you look statistically 209, 11 to 20. It's not like glaring or anything, but the 10 and a half average to me and the one sack, that's what stands out to me. Those are things I can work with moving forward. So let's get to some of the film breakdown here on Shedeur. We're going to break down some of the film today and take a look at all his throws and some of the things that impressed me and some things I think he still needs to improve upon. All right, so let's take a look at this first play here. This is in the first quarter, 6 minutes, 17 seconds. You see he drops back. Nobody's open. And he takes a sack there. And so let's take a look at this play one more time. You can see here he drops back. Nobody's open. So you can see right here he's got two guys running in the middle of the field here. He's got Jerry Jeudy down below here. And obviously the Raiders rush 4. Cam Robinson here, you can see he gets beat a little bit. Does a nice job recovering, though. Nice job by Cam Robinson recovering. And so here's what I see here. Obviously, he's looking right here. It's a tight window, and you got a linebacker here. You throw that ball, that linebacker's probably going to close right on Isaiah Bond and, hit him pretty hard. So that's not an ideal throw you want to make right there. He's got his eyes down the pipe here. So let's take a look right about here. Jerry Jeudy was running on the sideline here. Looks like an out route he was running or a comeback. Let me take a look. Running an out route. So I think he could have possibly won off that in the middle of the field and went right down here to Jeudy. Obviously, it's progression. He's looking at the safety right here, taking a look at him. The safety goes right there, flat-footed. Could he have lobbed it over the top here, possibly? A little touch pass? Yeah, it's a little risky. I don't think that's a throw you want to make in the first quarter of your NFL start. I think what he's got to be a little more decisive here is if you're not going to make this throw, you got to come off of this a little sooner and come down here because the safety's still there. So I mean, it's Judy's one-on-one, and you got to at least check it. You might have had there's a window there to get the ball out in the sideline. This guy obviously is not open. You got a guy right here in the throwing lane, and you got a safety over top. Another guy right here. So you got 3 guys on it. But this one, if you're not going to touch the pass this over the top, then you're probably gonna have to come off this a little sooner and come back here to Jeudy. So that's the only thing I'd like to see there personally. I think he does a nice job standing in the pocket. I think by the time he looks to flush, the offensive line help as long as they can. The play just didn't develop downfield like they wanted to get the ball out, to one of the receivers. So I think that's one improvement there is coming off the reads a little sooner. Don't get too attached to one guy, flip off of that and, maybe go down to Jerry Jeudy on the bottom there. All right, so now the next play after that, now it's 3rd and long. I believe it's 3rd and 16, if I'm not mistaken. So the Browns here, you see Shedeur's going to drop back, and he's just going to throw a 9 ball over here. Judy's running a 9 route. So I think what they were doing right here really is just trying to play for the flag. It's a 50-50 ball. Obviously, look at the pre-snap here. The safety drops down, so now he's got one-on-one over the top. The other safety here is on the far hash, so you got one-on-one on top right here. And I think what Shedeur, is trying to do is Travis trying to get a one-on-one play opportunity for Jeudy. It's something he did well in college with Travis Hunter, so it's something he likes doing. It's throwing the long ball. I think they were trying to get a flag right there too, see if they can get a PI call on that. So not a whole lot on that one. I mean, I get what he's trying to do. I guess the only thing maybe the coach will say next time is if it's, if it gets to about here and he's not creating separation, Now he is getting some pressure from Crosby on the right side too, so I think a lot of it was feeling trying to get that ball out. Let's take a look. I think he's trying to get the ball out. He's getting some pressure. I think maybe one thing maybe the coaches may tell him is if it's not there next time, maybe just hit the back, coming out of the backfield here, and see if he gets some yards out of it. If he gets create some space, or you got Njoku coming out here, on the release. But overall, I think this is more of a play call in itself. I think they were trying to get this one-on-one opportunity, trying to get the flag or get obviously the catch for the first down. It's 3rd and long, so you got to throw it downfield a little bit. So if you want to convert it, but not a whole lot there. So all right, so here we are in the next drive here in the first quarter, and you can see Shedeur here is going to go under center play action. They're going to motion Malachi Corley, and as soon as Shedeur comes out of this, he immediately gets pressure from the left side. So let's take a look at this one more time. See the backer here. He's showing blitz, obviously pre-snap. I believe they send. Let me take a look. So Fannin releases off of the block. And I think if Shedeur had a little more time, obviously he's got a guy right here too, so you can't really do a whole lot here. If he had time, yeah, you could look at this and say, well, Judy maybe was coming open as the play developed, but they had a lot of pressure coming in this play. As soon as he turns out of play action, out of the fake, excuse me, he's immediately got to get the ball out to Fannin, which I think he makes the right read here. I think this is a great play by him, just getting the ball out, don't do anything silly. And you can see Fannin, a guy who is awesome with the ball and yak, at yards after the catch. You can see right there, 17 yards, it gets the first down. So great play by Shedeur in terms of just getting the ball out, good decision making. Wasn't really a whole lot, a lot there. You can see right here they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys down in the box, 8 rather. So, there wasn't a whole lot of space for him to really or have time rather to because they rushed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, rushed 6 guys. You're not gonna have a whole lot of time, especially with that offensive line as inconsistent as it's been all year, and you're taking one of your blockers out on a release. So he does a nice job just hitting the release on a check down here and letting them get out in space. He didn't have time to set his feet to really get the ball to Judy coming across the field on the crosser. So good job on the override. Yeah, so nice job by Shedeur there. Take a look at that one more time from the sideline view. Again, under center. And you're going to see a lot of this, I think coming back into the offense with Shedeur. They didn't run a whole lot of play action as much as I thought they would with Dylan Gabriel. I mean, they did a little bit, but Stefanski usually likes to run more play action in his history. Obviously, he's not calling the plays right now. It's Tommy Reese, but I do think it's something to add more with him to kind of take pressure off and get in some easier layups, just like right there, and get the ball in your hands of guys like Fannin and Njoku and, let him get out in space and get some yards like right there. All right, next play here. You can see they're in 12 personnel, I believe. Take a look at this personnel package here. No. Well, yeah, they are in 12 personnel. 82 out there as well. So let's take a look at this play right here. And he drops back. Great job by Judkins taking out the first guy, but you can see I'm going to break down a couple offensive line clips later on. I think the right side of the line, in my opinion, did not have a good game. Conklin and Teller, to me, did not have a game up to their, what they've shown, what they're capable of doing. I thought this was not a good performance for them overall. A lot of missed assignments, bad communication between the two of them, not picking up the right guy, not opening up the right lane. You can see right here, this should not happen. You have 2 guys going in the backfield, and you have 2 guys turning around, watching them run towards the quarterback. This play never had a chance to develop to begin with because of the missed blocks. And so, which is unfortunate because if he had a little more time, he may have been able to escape out of the pocket a little bit, buy a little time, and he had Judy running hot across the middle of the field. Or you even had a guy down here, the other tight end on another release out here to the flat. You might have been able to hit him. He may have got some yards. He does a nice job here just trying to get the ball to, out fan. Obviously, it's kind of a risky play because you see there the ball got tipped and it could have been picked. This DB here, I mean, he's capable of picking that ball off. So the only thing with Shedeur here, I guess, is maybe just dirt it next time. Just literally just throw it down in the dirt right there. boom, right out here. Just throw it right in the dirt. We don't want them to get a chance on the ball at all. Just clock it. It's a dead play to begin with because the line blew it up. So you can see from the back view here. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing that Shedeur could do there. So watch 77 and 78 here. And you can see Wyattella oversets badly, and so does Jack Conklin oversets. I'm not sure what their communication all year long, but you really notice it in this game. That right side of that line to me has been very inconsistent. We talk a lot about Cam Robinson, Petonio, and even Pochich at times. And Pochich is kind of some games good, some games okay, but not great. But the right side to me is very inconsistent. You expect that to be your strength. Jack Conklin and Wyatt Teller are two guys who have been established names in the league as starters for a while. And this game, this is bad. This should never happen. And this happened a lot, especially in the running game. When you got a rookie quarterback, you want to be able to get more than 2 yards, 3 yards on average on a run when you have a rookie. You want to be able to run the ball more. Uh, in terms of what I mean by running the ball, they're committing to run more with Tommy Rees calling the plays, but you want to be able to get 3-4 yards or more at least. So you're not, 3rd and 6 and longer all the time. Juckins in this game was only 2.9 yards on average. You want to be more. You want to be obviously 4 to 5, but at least 3.5 for me, because at least you're getting some runs on some first down, second down. But yeah, that right side to me definitely needs to play a lot better this week than they did last week, no doubt about it. And here we go on the next play. Right after that, so now I believe they are in. This is third down, I believe. No, second down. And no, third down. Yeah, you're right. Or I'm right. Excuse me. What am I talking about? I don't pray for that throw. Every time I watch this throwback, man, it just gets me. See, remember the last play I just showed? Remember Shedeur had to flush out right. Remember, and they sent 7 guys. They sent 6, 7 guys. No pun intended, 6, 7. But anyways, they sent 7 guys in the last time. Well, look what they do again here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 4 guys back here. And so last time I showed the right side blew it up, and Shedeur had to flush out right and just throw it away. Well, look what Shedeur does this time. He adjusts. I think he really adapted well. The next play, they're kind of showing the same look. They got 8 guys down in the box right now, only 3 guys back. He knows they're going to be sending a lot of pressure. It's third down, third and long. The Ravens did it all last week. But what does he do? He flushes out a lot sooner to give him time, buy him time to get an opportunity downfield, because he knows Bond's going to have 1-1 with the safety down here because they're in man, because they're all sending the whole house. So they're going to be in man-to-man coverage. He knows that. He flushes out and throws an absolute beautiful dime. Obviously the best throw of the day from any quarterback. And bam. I mean, that's a big-time play. That's a big-time playmakers do, and I think that's what he's capable of doing. He did it great in college. He was the best deep ball thrower in college last year, and really the last 2 years. You can see right here, he knows it's coming. He remembers the last play. He takes a shot too from Max Crosby. I mean, he got absolutely just blasted on this play. Look at this. Bam. I mean, he takes a shot too. He knows it. Tough as nails, throws a dime on the money. That is big time football. Like Myles Garrett said, there's not many guys in the league that make that play. And that's a play to me, as the season goes on, he'll always look back to as a confidence booster. The kid's already confident, but when you make plays like that in the NFL level, when Max Crosby's in your face, one of the best pass rushers in the league, that's got to make you feel like, okay, you know what, I belong here. I can do this, and I'm going to keep building off this. I know what I can do. And the teammates around you just, really, I mean, after this throw, Myles Garrett stood up on the bench. It was just at all. I mean, the best player in the world is sitting there saying it after the game and giving that kind of reaction. The whole team's going to rally behind you and just pick up the whole energy. So, and it was nice to see Isaiah Bond get used properly finally as well. We haven't really seen him a whole lot this year because that play usually is not happening with the quarterback play we've had so far. So, awesome play of the game right there. And so here we go. Shedeur now. This is the very next drive. So the Browns obviously capitalize on a touchdown. After that Isaiah Bond bomb he threw to Isaiah Bond, the Browns put out Juckins and a wildcat, and they scored right on the first play. So here they come on their next drive now in the second quarter. And Shedeur drops back, and it's picked off. So obviously not what you want, but you got to give a lot of credit here to this defensive end, this backer here. He does a great job reading this. He watches Shedeur's eyes all the way. You can see right here. He sees Shedeur's locked in right here. And I think that from scouting reports, the Browns have ran this type of. They run a lot of similar route concepts. It's not kind of dink and dunk all year, and so I think he does a nice job reading this. Shedeur's eyes stay locked in right there. He sees him throw it, going and throwing motion, and great job at the back. I get what Shedeur's trying to do. Obviously, he's got Judy right here, on a short route right there. So he's trying to get it right there in that window on the hitch. But let's take a look one more time. I think the only thing he does here, he predetermines where he's going with the ball. And I noticed I got some other throws in this game. You can tell there's a couple times where he's really locked in on Judy, which I get. It's Jerry. He's trying to get him the ball. I think there's more of an emphasis to get him the ball. But I think he's got to kind of flip off of this. This is kind of a clutter here. You got 1, 2, 3 guys. I think he needs to flip off of this and just dump it down into Joku right here, personally, or just throw it out on the swing on the throw the ball in the front here to Dylan Sampson, get him out in space. I think he hits the Joku right here. I think that's the play to make. You're trying to get some short yardage here to make up for the run. That's first down. So I kind of like the play call personally because I get you're trying to make up for the run, the lack of running game so far on the shorter in terms of when I mean lack of running game in the middle of the field, first, second down, like I said, they weren't really running for a whole lot of yards on per average. So you're trying to get some yards. I think he keys in on the Judy too much here. I think he needs to flip off of this and just flip and turn and by now, right about right here. I get he sees the window there. He's trying to fit in, but this backer's still not moving. Right here, he needs to flip off and just dot Njoku. Right there, right in the middle of the field. Njoku might have been able to crawl up the field here, and who knows? Njoku's great with yards after the catch. So I think that's the only thing there. He got too locked in on Jerry Judy, and great job by that defensive player making a great play like that. So, but it's a learning lesson. Again, it's his first NFL start. So, I think it's with repetition and with more, you know, uh, just coaching and practice, repetition, and just flow with it and understanding with the guys and the offense. I think he'll be fine. All right, so we go to the next play here. This is the next drive, so 8 minutes, 28 seconds in the second quarter. And he does a nice job here getting the ball out. See, again, kind of similar concept to the last play I showed they were trying to do. You can see this play here, it's 2nd and 16. So they're trying to get some yards back, so I think they're going to call a shorter route here to try to get some chunk out of it. Usually, 2nd and 16 defense is going to drop back in coverage a little bit, protect obviously not letting the team go over the top on them. And he does a nice job here. You see the ball's out. He does a nice job reading this, and this time he gets the ball out a lot quicker. That last play I showed on the interception, he would have if he was going to make that throw in that window, the ball probably could have got out a little sooner when he tried to throw it. But it was a bang play. Like I said, I should have flipped off and went into Joku. But right here, he does a nice job of. You see, he doesn't predetermine either. He looks. He looks first. He looks away. Right there. He's looking at the safety. He looks. Then he goes and he sees where he wants to go with the ball. He's decisive with it. Gets the ball out quick. And that's a good play there. 5 yards. That's all you want to see from the quarterback. Can he do just the little things like that, obviously, right? As a rookie. So let's take a look from the back view here. Boom. Looks down the middle. Out. Cool. No problem with that at all. So I'll take a look one time from the side view. We'll take a look at this routes down here. Well, yeah, I saw something on that back view here. That's why I want to watch this one more time. I think right here, though, he looks at the safety, but then he still kind of predetermines he's trying to get the ball out quick, which I get. I think when he goes back and watches the film, though, he'll see he gives the play a little more time. He's got Judy breaking middle of the field wide open. Maybe if Judy keeps running, maybe break up the seam. But I don't know. I mean, that's stuff for him and his coaches, obviously, to go over kind of what they want to do in this play. What's the progressions on this play? Right? What's his read, first, second read on the play? What are they trying to get out of it? So overall, I think it was a nice job getting the ball out quickly, like I said, and moving on to the next play. And so, like I said a little bit ago, he's got to get a little more repetition and timing and obviously chemistry with these guys. He hasn't really thrown to them at all. And I think this is a play right here that he'll kind of want back. We'll take a look at it. He flushes out, and Judy was open and he missed him. He overthrew it. But here's what I think this play, right? So you see he's flushing out of the pocket quick, uh, which I think right here. Let me take a look at this one more time. Actually, let's take a look at the end zone view here. Let's take a look at the pocket here. All right, so they're showing pre-snap. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys showing blitz. They send 4. Honestly, I don't think he really needed to flush out of the pocket so soon. I think he still had a right there. Is still a pocket. I think he's got to step up right here. If he steps up in the pocket, he's got Jerry Judy. He could have hit Judy sooner when he should have. And I think this will come with more comfortability, feel, right? Right. If he steps up, like we showed, if he steps up right there, he would have been able to hit Judy. Now, if he's going to flush out, that's fine. I get, if he doesn't feel comfortable. But if he gets out, you got to be able to set your feet. And I think what he could have did right here is still, if you're going to flush, you got to be able to get in the spot where you can, a platform where you can set, right? I think if you would have got out a little, if you would have got out right about, like he should already be, if you're going to flush, go. Like he should already be out. So if he would have got a little sooner and set, he would have had that window probably right there to Judy. Right. And so I think that was a missed opportunity there. And I think that's one he'll probably want back. Again, I think if he's able to step up in the pocket, though, you don't always have to, you know, like right here, I think he evades a little too soon. Maybe if he drifts back and resets right about there, right where he's at, really, you don't have to just take off running. Just keep 2 hands on the ball and move around in the pocket. You're going to hit that throw right there. So, again, I think that's a missed opportunity there. I'm sure that's one I want back. But that'll come with more practice, repetition, and all that. They'll certainly. I expect those plays to be made by the end of the season, or at least attempted. So, and so going back to what I said earlier about the right side of the line, how I thought they weren't as good this game. Really, I got 2 clips right here, real quick. I'm gonna get on with the running game again. If you're gonna help out your rookie quarterback, you want to establish the run, right? Especially on first and second down, because football situational. First and second down go together. Third down situation itself, because you got to convert it, right? Red zone's a situation in itself. You want to score, obviously a touchdown, get points. So you watch the right side right here. This is the first down run here, and White Teller completely misses it. And this happened a lot in this game, where you had 2 guys. You can see right here, 2 guys block 1 guy, but the other guy doesn't. They don't communicate well. He oversets, and it's a great stunt here by them. You got to be able to in a position where you can always be able to pick up anything coming up the middle, especially as an interior guy. And I played center, so you always got to be in position to be able to pick these blitzes up and be in position. You can see right here, he tries to crack down on this guy, and their teams have ran this stunt on the Browns all year, quite often. The Eagles ran it in that preseason. Only back in the preseason, the Eagles ran that stunt. The Panthers ran that stunt in the preseason, and teams have saw that in the preseason tape, and they've ran it throughout the season. You can see right here. So this is a good job here, getting the double, getting the opportunity at the middle. But Wyatt Teller's got to be able to get in position, though. He oversets too much and leans too far over that way. His body weight, you can see he's not able to recover. You got to be in position where you can still pick up a backer in case he blitzes, and that blows that whole play up. And then going to the next play now, the play right after that, again, the right side of the line. So that was, first and 10, you lost the yard in that play. So now you're 2nd and 11, you're behind schedule, right? And right here. So now you're 2nd and 11. Now you're behind schedule. And take a look at the right side again one more time. And they mess up again. And so what's wrong here? So again, watch these 2 here. Taylor and Conklin. Conklin completely oversets, and Max Crosby now has leverage. He extends his outside arm to be able to create the rip. Where so when Junkins he can make his move wherever he's just watching. And all he's doing is just setting up. Now he's got because Conklin overset his feet, crossed his feet, and now again Crosby. You see he's got his right arm extended. Right, he's setting up the rip. Right, that's what he's doing. He's got the leverage. Now he's going to rip. He's going to shut off. He's just going to. All he's doing is just watching where Junkins is going. That's where he's going. And you can see with Wyatt Teller here, he leans too far forward and completely loses leverage. And both the guys, again, bad rep from the right side of the line again. So now, guess what? It's second and it was 2nd and 11. And now, guess what? You only got 2 yards out of that. So now it's 3rd and 9. So now we're 3rd and long again with a rookie quarterback. And this has been a problem all season long. Even when Joe Flacco was a quarterback, this was a problem. And so now let's go to Shedeur here. On this play, and now he's 3rd and 9. And he drops back. And quite honestly, let's take a look at the play one more time. There wasn't a whole lot open down the field. You know, the Browns only ran your 3rd and 9, and they're only sending 2 guys on routes. The Joku, they're using him as a pass blocker right here on Max Crosby. He might have been able to release, but not really. He had the. I don't think he was really. No, Fannin was the release here. So they have 2 guys on long developing routes, 10 or plus more yards down the field, which I'm not a big fan of personally with our receiving corps, how consistent they've been. I'd like to see a little more options here for the quarterback on the play design personally on 3rd down. But I think Shedeur does a nice job here, though, getting the ball out. Nobody's open. He's not open. And the only thing I think Shedeur maybe could do differently here is he's keyed in on Judy here. Judy's going to run an option route, right? So you can see right here, he comes on the out. He's going up. He's basically running a chair route. And I think what Shedeur could do a little differently is come off of that sooner. But I get you're trying to let it develop, so it's not the end of the world. But right here, he's jammed right there. I would like to see him flip off of that and immediately get the ball at the Fannin now out in front where he can get a running stride. Because you got to remember the down market 1st down is only right here. And a guy like Fannin, he's already shed some tackles already today and got some push the pile for some 1st downs. We saw the one earlier for 17 yards. I think that's the only thing he's got to differently is flip off sooner. I think that's the biggest thing out of this whole game with Shedeur. The one critique I have, I don't want to say critique, but thing he needs to work on more of is flipping off a read sooner. Don't lock in on one guy. Flip off sooner and get to the next one and get the ball out. You know what I mean? And so I think right there, if the ball's already in Fannin's hand and a running stride, he might get that 1st down because he's a bowling ball running full speed at these guys, and he's already shown he's capable of getting that extra yards. Now, he still makes the right read at the end, right? So, but again, that whole drive, though, bad execution from the offensive line. You should have been in that position anyways from 3rd and 9. And I don't really love the play call there. Sending 2 guys, with a release. I think they could do something a little more there to help them out. That's just me, but yeah, that's the only thing I got on that play. All right, so here we go. First play of the 2nd half now. You can see the Shedeur here. Play action. He's going to roll out left. And he tries throwing it to Cedric Tillman. Now, here's what I want to see Shedeur do here. Number one, I want to sell the fake a little bit better. I don't want to see the Statue of Liberty fake handoff. I want to see a good fake here. So a better fake for me. But right there, he needs to already be setting his feet. He needs to have 2 hands on the ball running towards his target. Set, right? Set your feet up. Set up. If he sets his feet instead of trying to throw on the run like that, he probably would have hit this ball right here. He has a quick window here to get this ball out to Tillman. Tillman creates a little separation right there. If he would have set his feet and that ball is already in line and where it needs to be, that's probably a 1st down. And so he throws it late because he didn't set his feet. If he's able to get out and set his feet again, get a good fake. Now get out of there. You got to be a little quicker. Set. He should already be set, looking downfield, right? If he's able to set his feet sooner, better mechanics, he probably makes that play there. All right, so here we go. Next play here, midfield. They're going to motion Harold Fannin, and he does a nice job just getting the ball out. Nice screenplay here. Again, this is 3rd and 11, so they're obviously trying to get some yards out of this. And I think he does a nice job of just get the ball out. That's what you want to see. Are you able to get the ball out from point A to point B? Boom, out. Good accurate throw. That's all you can ask for. So again, here we go. Next drive, 1st and 10. They're all the way down on their own 12-yard line. And kind of same thing. A little bubble screen here for our little RPO action, looks like. Let me take a look at this. I think this is an RPO or bubbles screen. This got called back, obviously, for pass interference on Tillman. But Shedeur does a nice job. He throws these little side pass. Obviously, we'll see the one he hits later on to Dylan Sanson for a 70-yard touchdown. But he throws these passes very timely and very good accuracy on it, where guys can catch it in stride. You know, we've seen passes this year from other quarterback play where it's overthrown or it's guys they can't catch the ball in stride. You know, if you're going to throw these kind of plays, to me, that's little details still matter. These aren't just simple passes. They're not as simple as they look. You need to throw it out in motion and in stride because I don't like seeing guys have to catch the ball, then turn their body weight, move forward. A lot of times it gets lost for yards and it's a waste of plays. So if you're going to run these plays, make sure it's executed properly. And they do a good job there of, at least with the quarterback and the receiver. And obviously Tillman's going to do a better job. But yeah, I mean, so we'll get to the next one here down the road where he throws another pass again to the outside where it's accurate and on time and in motion for a touchdown. All right, so here we go. Same drive. It is now 3rd and 12. And Shedeur here, they're learning some long developing routes here. I don't know what LeVarden's doing here, but anyways, let's watch this. He's running a long developing, again, a lot of long developing routes. Nobody's open. But Shedeur does a nice job here of getting the ball out. Again, remember I said this earlier on the play when he kept staring down Jerry Jeudy, right? I said he could have flipped off it sooner and hit Fannin on a check release, on a release, right? A tight end release. So you can see Fannin here. He's going to block and he's going to release out on a check down. So he does a nice job this time of coming off the read sooner. And he has really good awareness here. He knows where his guy is. And this time he stays in the pocket still. He gets to the space where he can buy a little time. Nobody's open, but he doesn't lock in on Jeudy this time. He comes off it. So he did improve as the game went on remember the last play show where I said if he would have got the ball to Fannin sooner, what did I say would happen? He might have got the first down because he's able to run in stride. Well, guess what happens here? Fannin catches it, runs in stride, and guess what? He gets the first down. It takes 4 or 5 guys to get him on the ground. So, same play I broke down earlier, and this time he improves as the game went on. And I'm sure it was a coaching point when he went on the sideline. Hey, come off that quicker, get it to the check down because this guy can get some yak. And they did, and they got the first down. It's a great job by Shedeur there. Good awareness, good in-game adapting in the middle of the game. Again, because this is kind of similar concept we saw earlier. Right? This time, the only difference was they had 3 guys running routes, or 3 receivers instead of 2 like last time. And he able to come off it quicker. Nothing's open. Get it out to the guy. Give him a chance. And you give him a chance like these guys, these tight ends you got. Even if you're 12 yards away, they got a lot of space. They can make stuff happen. He gets 15 out of there, so that's the first down. Great job. So let's take a look at this next play here. And I'm going to start right here on the offensive line on this play. Teams are absolutely killing the Browns on this tech stunt. So what a tech stunt is when you have a tackle, right? The end's going to come in. The end's going to crash down. He's going to try to draw 2, right? And you see 2 guys collapse here. They get two hats on him. And Crosby gets the one-on-one here. And it opens up this guy to just run right around on an end and have a clear shot at the quarterback. And that's what he does right there. And he blows up the play because this play could have been something. So let's watch from the sideline view here. right? So we saw the line, how that broke down. Same stunt teams have been killing with the Browns with all year. They have not been, the offensive line has not been able to adapt to that and guard that. And so right here, he's got Tillman breaking free in the middle of the field, but can't see him because he's backpedaling. He's trying to get some. He's got a guy coming right at him. He sees him. So, and it looks like to me he's locked in on Judy, and he completely overthrows it. So I think right here, you watch his eyes. He's looking at Judy already. He's already looking that way. He glances at Tillman, but I think what he's got to do right here, you got pressure on you. You got a guy. He's not. You got a guy coming right at you. I get he's trying to buy time, but I'm not sure if this is a throw I really want him making off my back foot. Right? You don't really have time to set your feet and make a great throw and make an accurate throw. Um, yeah, I mean he's open obviously when he initially comes out, and he is open right there, Jerry Judy. You can throw a two ball over to him, but you don't have time. You're not able to make the throw because you just don't have the time because the offensive line got beat again on the same stunt right there. I think what he's got to do, honestly, right here, if it ain't open, just get the ball out to Fannin. Again, just hit Fannin. Get the ball to Fannin in motion, throw it out in front. He's got space. He makes this guy miss because Judy's clearing out this guy. Safety's going with Tillman. This is a one-on-one right here. Hell, Fannin, if he catches that in stride, he might break that tackle, take that all the way down the sideline. So I think that's just the little details like that where he'll pick up on. I like that he's trying to make something happen, right? He's a gunslinger, but I think he's gotta learn how to when to pick his spots and when just to take the just take the check down and the fan in there and just, live with that. You get the ball in your hands and make the right play. Get the ball in fans' hands and make the right play, which he did do in certain times, but certain plays like this he did. I think he got locked in on Judy there trying to make something happen. Sometimes you just gotta live with it, get the ball out, and then whatever happens, happens. And so there we go. Next drive, I believe this is 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line in the fourth quarter, first play. And let's take a look at it. Again, he drops back. He's looking at Judy. I don't know. Again, this defensive player here is doing a good job getting in the passing lane. So it's not a throw you want to make. It's not a clear throw. And again, I have no problem with him not wanting to make that throw as well. And so he steps back in the pocket. He gets a little pressure from Crosby up the middle. So he gets over here to the clean side. I think the only thing he's got to do here is just again, flip off the read. It's not there. And he's not there. So now you got to get it. He should flip off that and get it to Fannin now. I think he's got to flip off of that a little sooner. He's checking Bond down the middle. The safety goes with him. It's a long developing play, so I get it. You know what I mean? There's not really. I'll be honest with you guys. If I really had to give a critique of this play, I don't like the play call to begin with. I don't like the play design. I don't like this play design for a rookie. You just have two releases to the flat and then two long developing routes that are 15, 20 yards down the field or more. Yeah, he's running all the way down the field. Judy doesn't really come back until 15, 20 yards down the field. So, it's not an ideal play for me. I don't like this play call here for him in this situation. Especially, they have getting some pressure on your line throughout the game. But I think the only thing he could do differently is right there. If it's not open, flip off of it, just throw it out the fan and let him get in space. That's really all he can do. And now the defender is closing in on Fannin, so it's not like it's the greatest play. There's not really a whole lot he can do here. Now he tries Janet, the fan at the end. I get it, and that's what I like about Shedeur is he is a gunslinger. And he does try to make stuff out of nothing. I think what he's really trying to do is he's buying time. He's just, can one of these guys get open? Can I do something with the ball? But you got two guys down here with Bond, two safeties that he's completely out of the play, and he's trying to do something with Judy, but Judy's bracketed pretty well. Well, not bracket, excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. He's covered pretty well, and not really a whole lot he could do. I think he's got to flip off it sooner. Again, I don't like the play call personally. It's too long of a developing route. I think right there, he's just gonna have to flip off. This is your read key right here. Is this guy? So if he's not open, this ball, he should have flipped right now and getting the ball out the fan and letting him get up in space. That's really the only thing he could do differently there. But other than that, I don't like the play call personally. All right, take a look at the next play here. Again, I got 4 more here for you guys. So he drops back here. All right, let's take a look at this play. And I think right here he misses Judy. Right there. Right? I think if he's able to, when he drops back, you see he's looking that direction. I think if he's able to step up in the pocket and fire that ball right there, he has a window right there. Because this linebacker right here, he's moving that way. So he's looking at him. I know Judy's coming out in that route right there. I think he's got to fire that ball right there. Right there. There's the window. That's a play. And again, I think this is a play when he goes back with more repetition, more feel, and breaking it down on film, right? In the coaching, I think this is a play I expect him to make. He made a throw like this a couple times in that preseason game against the Panthers. So he's more than capable of doing it. I know that. And it's a throw you got to make in the NFL. But I think he's got to be able to fire that ball to Judy right there. That's the play to me. Get the backer move. As soon as that backer takes a little step forward, I know I got a short window there. Fire that ball right there. And he's got time in the pocket. I think he's drifting back a little too much. I think if he just gets a little comfortable in that pocket, right, to set and fire, you make that play. That's the throw I want to see made there. Right there. Get it out. Boom. That's a first down. So I think there was an opportunity there, a window of opportunity. We could have made that play, but again, I think that'll come with more repetition and get more comfortable. He is a rookie. It's his first NFL start. It's completely fine. There's nothing to panic about. So we'll see how this progresses in that area from game to game. And the next play I have for you guys right here. Let me get this fixed. I don't know why it's saying that. All right, sorry about that. A little technical difficulties. But anyways, so here's the play, the next play. And this is 3rd and 26. So not ideal at all. And again, I think Shedeur obviously is trying to make something happen here. How can I get something out of this? You don't want to punt. And he gets the ball out quickly on a deep ball to Cedric Tillman. Cedric Tillman just stops running the route. I'm not sure why he stopped running the route. Again, this might be having to do with more chemistry, you know what I mean? And having, what are you going to do, right? So I get he's predetermined where he's going with this ball. It's a one-on-one opportunity, trying to get it down the sideline and get to try and maybe get a PI, or just get a play in the end zone. I think that's a matchup they were looking to exploit a little bit more with number 24, but Tillman just stops running the route. I don't know why he stopped. I think if you're Tillman, you got to keep running no matter what, because you might get a PI call. You might, right? And the ball was catchable. I mean, it was right there. And that DB almost picked it off too. So you're Tillman. Tillman gets up on the play. Like, I don't know why. This is unacceptable from Cedric Tillman. That can never happen. You can't just stop running the route. Got to keep running, keep chase the ball at least. You got to play defense at some point. If you know the ball is overthrown to where you want or where you are, you got to at least try to stop the defender from picking it off. So I think the only thing differently you see right here, you got fan and open on that release. That's a dangerous check down to me. But there's not really a whole lot. I mean, he kind of predetermined who's going, and they also sent a lot here. I mean, let's take a look at Max Crosby. I mean, I think that's a lot of it too. He sees Max coming. I mean, Max completely shut off that block. There's nobody. You can see, what do you know? The right side of the line. Wyatt Teller's got his back turned, blocking nobody, and Jack Conklin's got 2 guys running at him, 3 guys rather going around him. So bad job by the right side of the line. I think looking at this play again, he sees him coming. I think he wanted to take the long. It is 3rd and 26, so it's probably in the back of his mind. We got to try to convert here. But man, if he had a little more time on that, and it's not his fault, the right side obviously had another bad rep. If he was able to, if that was blocked properly, and he had just a couple seconds, maybe or even to get out left, yeah, Judy maybe go 1-on-1, maybe an opportunity there, but not a whole lot he could do there. And Tillman, I don't know why he stopped running that route. All right, so next play here, I got the last one of my 2 I have for you guys real quick. He's going to roll out left here, play action. And I think Shedeur, when I showed this earlier, remember on the throw where Judy was going down the sideline again, and he didn't set his feet. I thought when he rolled out in this game, he didn't set his feet as well as he did in the preseason game. I think right here, you can see Judy's coming on a comeback. If Shedeur's able to, if his feet's already set right here mechanically, I don't like what he's doing. He needs to have two hands on the ball, get to a platform, set. Like you got, and he knows. I think what he saw is Phantom maybe going over the top, but right there, you see he's still backpedaling. He's got to be able to get to a spot and set and predetermine. Okay, if he's not there, and let's take a look at Fannin here. So he comes around, he checks Fannin. Fannon's really not open. He's got a guy right there over the top of him, two guys right here. You're not going to throw it across your body. So I think he knows he's got to come back here on this. If he would have set his feet, he would have been able to throw this ball on time. That would have been a first down easily. Right there. That ball should be right there. Just probably at the 48-yard line. They would have connected right there. But he throws it too late, and it's a missed opportunity. That should have been a first down. So, again, this is a mechanical thing here to me. You got to set your feet and be able to two hands on the ball running up to here. He probably should have threw it off of right here, this area, because you want to come out like this. Two hands on the ball, set, fire, throw. And, again, just a missed opportunity there. I think that's something he'll have to definitely want to correct. Can't miss those opportunities like that. But he does. The team comes back in the next couple of plays here. 3rd and 9. It's the last play here for you guys, but it's a great one. This is really the dagger. You see right here, they have Dylan Sampson going on a motion for a design screen, and the Shedeur kind of shows a little arm angle here. Let's take a look at it. He's got a guy in his face. He sees he's able to kind of lean a little bit to the right, throw it out. But I said this earlier on these little swing passes, on these or bubble screens, RPOs, throwing it out in front of the guy so he can catch it in motion, right? How many times have we seen guys not just this year in the Browns, but all over football? They throw these routes and they throw it behind, they throw it too high, and a guy has to stop his momentum, turn, then run upfield, and maybe get some yards, but not as many as he could have had. The play is designed to move forward motion, right? You got to move forward motion. You're getting the ball to a guy. Usually when you throw these kind of plays, these routes, it's to a guy with a lot of speed. You want to get him the ball out in space, in motion, and out in space. And he throws out in motion. He's able to catch and just go right up in stride. And nice job blocking here from the Browns. Great job here blocking from Cedric Tillman. That's beautiful. That's some improvement that I've seen from the receivers on this play. I thought the receiver block at the beginning of the year wasn't as good. I think it's this play at least. It looks a lot better. Fannon's blocking great. Nice job by Pochich and the guys getting down here. And the Joku, great perimeter blocking as well. And you can see creates the crease. That's it. That's a home run. So, again, it's all the little details on these plays. You can really turn them into something big. Nice job by Shedeur throwing the ball out in front of him so you can catch it in stride. And great downfield blocking. Night, night, sweet prince, as a professional fan would say. And that was the ball game. So, again, some good stuff from Shedeur in this game. I think some stuff he's still got to work on, right? But that's okay. He's a rookie. I thought overall I gave him a B- on this game. I'm really excited for this game this Sunday and see how he adapts against a better team in the 49ers, who have a really good DC, obviously, and the guy that we almost hired, I can't remember his name right now, but they have a really good defensive coordinator. And I think Boza and some of their key guys are out. So, but they're still, the 49ers always play a certain brand of football. They're always very good. And so I think it's Robert Salah. Is he still, did he go back as a defensive coordinator? Let me look that up real quick. Yes, he is. So Robert Salah is still he's the defensive coordinator there. Obviously returned back to the team after getting fired by the Jets. So they're going to come ready. They're going to throw a lot of things at Shedeur that they've watched the last 2 weeks of film on him. So I'm really curious to see how Shedeur really adapts to that and how he grows from week to week, flipping off a read sooner, getting the ball out, making certain plays. It's going to be a really electric up there, electric atmosphere in Cleveland. I can't wait to watch it. And, so some good stuff overall, though. The Browns got the win most importantly, and that's all you can ask for the kid. He did his job, and he got the win. So good first step, and let's keep building off of that moving forward. So love all you guys. Like, subscribe, share all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out of here. Gone.